Just play.
Yes, what is it? Not much time to talk. Important magic to cast here. There's a Daedra loose, and a binding spell is our best chance for getting that beast under control. I'm with the Lion Guard. We were responding to reports of a goblin infestation. Find them we did, but a fiend ambushed us as we attacked. Daedric, I think, forcing us to retreat to the entrance of the ruin. And now, the goblins have hemmed us in. Need to repair this Welkin stone next to me. It's the focus of a powerful binding spell. I think it contained the free Daedra, and unfortunately, it seems our goblin friends have broken it. We need the stone complete to contain the Daedra. Finish the goblins. You have my thanks. I hope you fathom what you offer. Sir Edgard, my second-in-command, and his squad already have one piece. They've gone looking for more, but haven't returned. I hope so. Dame Nareen is not known for her patience.
Looks worse than it really is. My comrades lived when I last saw them, as I retreated. Please, you have to help them. I won't give up the totem I found until I know they're safe. I'll survive. Worse fates await in this ruin. Battle Mage Gaston sent a lot of us down here to get the missing pieces of a stone he found. Seems the goblins are using them as totems. I managed to take one, but my people are still down there. Yes, at least the last few. They're Lion Guard, like me. Renard, Elise, LaRoche. I saw them alive as I fled. I know Gaston. He thinks my people expendable. Please, you have to bring them back. Until they're safe, nobody gets the fragment I took. Hither no longer.
Good find, cohort.
You're not real. You think I was born. You're not real. You can't be. Get out of here. I have no time for illusions. I'm supposed to be dreaming. You think I was born yesterday. I'm not falling for that one. You're not going to help me. You'll just bring the voice back. Please. Just let me sleep in peace. You have to. She'll eat my soul if I try to leave. No. It's coming!
This will happen too.
I'm awake, aren't I? This is real, isn't it? Yes. I see now. It was guarding the totem, wasn't it? You have my thanks, stranger. I'm getting out of here.
I have to dig. I have to bury myself to make it stop. The voice just won't shut up. Yes, I can. I have to. I have to hide until the voice stops. I can't take it anymore. Come with you. No. The voice says I shouldn't. It says... Oh no. She's here!
Stop! This one belongs to this.
Where am I? Do you hear it? The voice is gone. It's gone. By the Lord General's sword. How long was I out? Right. Of course. Anything to get away from those whispers.
Quiet. Don't talk. I have to listen. I have to get back to the dream. No, I have to stay here. This is my punishment. I shouldn't have touched the totem. I thought... It doesn't matter what I thought. I was wrong. And the voice says I have to stay. It's not so bad. I can sleep. And dream. Why, the King's Shaft! You've made it mad! Run!
They want to fight,
Stop!
do they?
This one belongs to this.
How did I get this far into the ruins? The Goblin Totem! Where is it? I need it! Who are you? Very well. You fought that creature off, but you realize there's a small goblin army in this ruin? You know what you're signing up for? Then try not to die. That Welkin stone is our only hope of containing this creature. You have my thanks.
Renard, Elise, and LaRoche all accounted for. I can't thank you enough. I take it you faced the creature, and your mind is still your own. You're as formidable as that beast is terrifying. And one, apparently. Speak with Gaston. He'll want to know his spell can be completed. It's just as well. That beast needs to be contained, and I still want to split Gaston's skull open for sending us down there. If it weren't for you...
Ah, you've returned. And with the stone fragments in hand. You've got the missing stone fragments. Let's see if we can activate it then. You go ahead. I hope so. Dame Narine is not known for her patience. Can you feel it? That energy in the air. The spell is working. Gales of Kinnereth! We have a working Daedric containment cell! I'll be the envy of every mage from here to High Rock. Of course, I'll tell them you helped. We're not quite done yet. The spell will require a few moments to fully take effect, but I can handle things from here.
What in oblivion? What is this? Release me at once! Release me, or I'll tear this plane apart!
Ignore it. Just empty threats. It knows it's trapped.
You insufferable mortals! I'll shroud you all in unending dream! Make you face your worst nightmares! You'll die clawing your eyes out! I swear it!
It's losing the fight. The stone just needs to hold a little bit longer.
I have plenty of time to wait, mortal. Eventually you'll slip, and your prison will fail. Then I will cover you in nightmares.
O intrepid traveler, heed my words before you climb this hill. You see yon tower-topped hill behind me? It's become a haunt of infernal abominations from beyond Mundus, demonic spirits sent here for the torment of mortals. Sorry, Priestess of Stendar. We always talk like that. Anyway, it's bad. I hope so. The sorceress undead on the hill have captured some of the locals who strayed too near. I tried to save them, but was driven back by the hideous, heinous power of their benighted... Anyway, I was driven back. Be careful. Be vigilant. Trust in Stendar. Once, yon looming abandoned tower was the garden spot of Princess Violetta, a daughter of the House of Gardner that ruled...
You have been to Cold Harbor. I see its mark upon you. You must be able to hear me. Yes, you. Like me, you have been defiled by the Lord of Brutality. I've been screaming for so long. You must destroy us, Empty One. The Lord of Cold Harbor, Molag Bal. The necromancers plan to place us where they can spy on his enemies. Even now, he looks upon you through me. It's good to be free at last. Thank you, Empty One. I am free of Molag Bal's curse, and will pass on to whatever fate awaits me. Dark anchors may yet fall, but Stormhaven will remain a blind spot for the father of vampires, at least for a while longer.
Thank the eight.
You return, and I sense a diminishing of the evil round the tower. How did you fare? Thank Stendarr you happened by. With the denizens of death suppressed by your heroic efforts, it should now be within the capacity of my divine gifts to banish the works of the unholy and... Sorry. Anyway, after prayers, I'll go clean up.
I don't know how much more of this I can bear. Waiting for the General to call us back to the fight against the Iron Hand ogres. It's gnawing right through my nerves. I don't know if that's wise. All this waiting's giving me too much time to think. I can't get the idea out of my head that I'm not going to make it out of my next battle alive. Mad as it may be, I've been thinking about making an offering to Azura. I know it's not exactly proper, but I've always felt a connection to Azura. My father was a spirit warden. The real problem is that I can't leave my post.
These are dark times, my friend. I only pray that Azura can speed the dawn of brighter days to come. Of course, I would be happy to accept the offering. Strange as it may sound for someone to make an offering to a Daedric prince, there are actually many who do so, hoping for Azura's blessing. I believe she obliges them when she can.
Fire! Help! I don't understand how this could be happening. We have no feud with the Midnight Union. Why would they suddenly come here and destroy the Abbey? It doesn't make any sense. Certainly! The bandits set everything on fire. The whole place is going up in smoke, and they're preventing us from putting the fires out. We weren't prepared to fight. If you'll help extinguish the flames, it would be a tremendous favor. Take this bucket. If you can get to the well and fill it. I don't know any other way. The larger fire may not be so easy. Just focus on the smaller fires first. I appreciate your assistance.
Please, you have to help me. The Midnight Union bandits. I don't know why. I was no threat to them. But they'd... No. I am a healer. I can take care of myself. It's the others. So many of my fellow wardens are injured. I was trying to help them, but I can't really go on. Take these poultices. It should at least help them get on their feet so they can get to safety.
We'll always be welcome at the Abbey.
May Azura bless you for all your days. May Azura bless you for all your days. You will always be welcome at the Abbey.
It was a trap. They knew we were coming. The Supernal Dreamers. Master Muzgu said they were up to no good, and he was right. He and Brother Gerard are fighting them off. I ran to get help. Can you...
Say, I heard you recently arrived from Alcair. There are terrible rumors about Duchess Lacana. Are they true? Was she murdered? I am sorry to hear about the Duchess. She was a good woman. The omen of fear, you say? I recollect hearing something about such Daedra before.
Saw many of my fellow wardens make it to safety. Thank you. It's so ironic that we rely on a stranger's help after being attacked by those we considered friends. Thank you for asking. I'm feeling better already. It's certainly a relief to know that the other wardens are safe. I'll be able to get back to the Abbey soon. Perhaps I'll see you there.
See that many of the small fires have been extinguished. Thank you for volunteering to help us. Thanks for pitching in. I think we've saved enough crops to make it through the winter. But why did this happen? What's it all about? I hesitate to ask you for further assistance, but if you're willing, your help would certainly be appreciated. Our leader, Abbot Duroc, left some time ago and hasn't returned. I fear he may be injured or worse. Abbot Duroc and a few others went to the Cave of Dreams on the North Ridge. Duroc wanted to get something to help put out the fires. And Brother Hakam went after them with a scroll of return to help get them back sooner. Now I worry about Hakam too. Both, but look for Brother Hakam first. With the scroll of return, you can get Abbot Duroc back here sooner, where I hope he'll be able to put out that big fire.
Friend or foe, declare yourself. No one will harm the abbot. Not while I draw breath. And I have more terrible news. Those damned outlaws cast a sleeping spell on Abbot Duroc. I can't wake him. He came down here for this scroll of summoning, said it would stop the biggest fire. As Europe praise his foresight, this will get us back to the Abbey. Duroc said this scroll of summoning should be read near the largest fire in the field. Please, take it and use it there. I'll meet you at the Abbey when you're done. An Atronach. Simply amazing. Duroc, you were right, my friend. You were right. He's still under a sleep spell. But I've learned something. The Midnight Union wanted us to panic. The attack, the fires, they were just a diversion. While we were distracted, they entered the Abbey and stole the Dream Shard. You must awaken Abbot Duroc. He'll know how to get the Dream Shard back. Talk to our healer, Frizweir. He's inside tending to the abbot. You're the one who helped save our fields. Listen, it won't be easy. The spell enthralling the abbot traps him in sleep and forces him to dream. It's a clever spell, since the spirit wardens can't enter his dream. In fact, we can't dream at all. We drink dreamless potions nightly. That's why we're immune to dream attacks from our enemies, the supernal dreamers. As of now, you're the only person in Pariah Abbey who can dream. The only one who can save Durak. We have another potion we rarely use, a dream stride potion. It'll put you into a dreaming sleep. Then I can merge your mind with Abbot Durak's. You must...
Durak. Our allies have betrayed us. The Midnight Union are now enemies. And I failed to see it coming. I can't, my child. These chains bind me to my nightmare. However, it's still my dream. So I know one of the Midnight Union men outside carries the key to my chains. Slay them until you find it. Don't hesitate or fear. In this dream state, only you and I are real. And I'm only really certain of myself.
Cohort.
Did you find the key? Good. Once I've removed these chains, we'll awaken. Now we must work together to stop this threat to Stormhaven. You saw my dream. Clearly, Vermina's cult, the Supernal Dreamers, is behind this betrayal by the Midnight Union. The outlaws of the Union took the Dream Shard, but I fear it's for Vermina's evil purposes. We must recover it. I don't look forward to informing the king about this, but we must let him know as soon as possible. He will not be pleased. King Emmerich must be informed that without the Dream Shard, we won't be able to supply him the dreamless potions that protect him from the Supernal Dreamers. His Majesty might reward the one who brings him word of this. Would you do it? Seek out the king in Wayrest and give him the news. He must know as soon as possible.
I should have fought harder. I should have protected Master Muzgu. It's the Supernal Dreamers. They've opened a portal to Oblivion in Maw Cave. That's where those scamps came from. And we came here to close it. It was a trap. The Dreamers wanted Master Muzgu for some reason. And now they've got him. They're trying to open more portals here and there. We need to stop that. But I have to go try to save Master Muzgu. Can you kill some scamps and hurl their heads into the nascent portals? The magical feedback should shut them down.
Yeah. Ha.
Mortal and doomed to death, failure, and loss. The skins of those you love will fly as my banners.
This is bad. While I was fighting my way in, the cultists performed a ritual on Musgu. He's partially possessed by a Daedric spirit. He's stuck in a terrible dilemma. He insists I should return alone to Pariah Abbey, but I can't just leave him. Please, talk to him. He's mad if he thinks I'll leave here without him. There's something he's not telling me. To Quagmire, realm of the Daedric Prince Vermina, Queen of Nightmares. Believe me, she means the mortals of this plane nothing but ill.
It claws at me from within. It wants to get out. Bless you. But neither of you needed to risk your lives for me. What I need is strength of will. I need you to kill me. The supernal dreamers performed a ritual. They summoned the Daedric spirit and bound it within me. My brother Durak taught me to contain the spirit temporarily, but it's gaining strength. I can't hold out much longer. I'm a powerful spirit warden. If the Daedric spirit possesses me, it will combine my power with its own. I would become a danger to everyone in Stormhaven. You need to kill me before that happens. No. If I leave this gate to Quagmire, the spirit will take me. Unless... I suppose I could force the spirit out of me and into a dreaming cultist. It's not as certain, but it could work. Very well. I'll contain the Daedra as long as I can. Take a scroll of dream trapping from the rock over there, and use it on a sleeping cultist to bind him to your will. Then you can lead him back here. Everything is ready, but I must be certain. When I expel this Daedra, it will be drawn into the cultist, and he will die. Are you sure you're willing to sacrifice this man? Very well. This cultist will take my place, and be infused with the Daedric spirit. We'll expel the Daedra, draw the cultist into ritual circle. After the Daedric spirit consumes its victim, it will return to Quagmire. Follow the spirit through the portal to Quagmire. Kill the Daedra there, then return. Ready? What? Go!
There's more where that came from.
Praise Azura! You survived! The Daedra is no more. I owe my life to you. You'll still have to fight your way out, but once I'm confident no trace of the Daedra remains, Gerard and I will disperse the cultists and return to Pariah Abbey.
Let it sit with you. Novel erudition always makes me heady. Ah, we have an accord.
Your fate is sealed!
proud today.
Our ranks have swelled in recent months, and our coffers are overflowing with jewels and gold. We want to see the spoils go to the best among us. It's a verbal handshake. You know what? Go talk to Glirian the Redbeard. He'll tell you everything you need to know.
Glirian's a good sort. Just not too friendly. Doesn't show any emotions, really. Is bloodthirst an emotion? Never mind.
Is there something I can do for you, Undaunted? Marge, Ergalag, and I have been selected to curate a challenge for our fellows. We will be sending Undaunted into the depths of Tamriel in search of treasure and glory. The difference is the reward. Every day, we three decide on specific dungeons the crew will explore. Steadfast like yourself can take a pledge to see the job done. Madge's demeanor best suits the new blood. I understand the fragility of life. I will not sugarcoat the tasks I give our more seasoned cohorts. And you earn keys, which you can turn into us to gain gear we keep on hand. Harder challenges result in more keys and more opportunities to fill your pockets. Very good. Then make your introduction to Ergalag Chiefbane if you value your ability to chew. She would not take being snubbed lightly. Make your introduction to Ergalag brief, sparking her...
You a talker or a gawker? Might earn a busted lip either way. Guess I'll leave your face as it is then. Can't make any promises about that in the future. That's not always a threat. Faces are good for more than punching on rare occasion. I suppose I'll be getting used to seeing yours around. Or not. Could get it mauled off on your first pledge. Break hearts, break faces, break anything I feel like, really. And when the mood strikes, I assign pledges. Undaunted who want to be among the first to see a newly discovered dungeon go through me. Even we haven't seen everything Nirn has to offer. Some Undaunted sponsor expeditions to find new challenges to overcome. That earns them the privilege of taking the first crack. You stake a claim on some new dungeons, I'll offer you pledges for it. Good. Tell Maj I said to give you a key. Maybe that'll help you keep that face long enough for me to get to know it. Go on, finish your business with Maj. Then you can try to impress me.
Hey there, Scrub. You'd best stay back. We are speaking of blood and glory, for we are Undaunted. Did she now? She must like you. In that case, you're going to need all the help you can get. Take your key and come back when you're ready to take the pledge. I can't wait to see what you're made of.
Armor dented?
The Midnight Union has taken over Farangel's Landing. They're holding my wife for ransom, but I can't pay it. I went to Wayrest to buy a gift for my love, Miranda. When I returned, the estate was overrun. They're holding her for ransom. It's my wife's family that has money, not me. If I can't bargain from a position of strength, they'll kill her. I need a carrot to tempt them and a stick to threaten them. You seem fearless. See if you can collect some jewels hidden in the houses and puffball caps from a crate on the docks. Once you've got all that, meet me near the boathouse. Search the houses for jewels. Great work. Now we have jewels for the ransom and puffball caps for the sleep potion. It's time to execute my plan. Excellent. I'll hold on to the jewels in case the potion doesn't work. We might have to pay the ransom. Now here's a reward. There's more where that came from, if you'll help with the rest of my plan. I've created a sleep potion, using the puffball caps. Take it and pour some into each of the drinking kegs around the estate. Put enough of those kidnappers to sleep and we'll have some real leverage to bargain. The smuggler bosses are in the counting house back of the docks. After you've doped the barrels, search the counting house for clues as to where Miranda's being held. With luck, ready to help me with my plan?
I'm Lady Miranda's steward. Who are you, and what do you want here? But Lady Miranda's not a captive of the Midnight Union. They're her bodyguards. She hired them to protect her from Lord Serge, her husband. He threatened to kill her if she didn't give him her family treasure. Probably, but she's still protected by the Midnight Union. Puffball caps! Oh, you fool! That's not a sleep potion. It's poison. Now no one's guarding Miranda. Lord Serge will probably poison her too. You'll need an antidote. And so will I, since I drank from the kegs. This vervain should do it. I ordered the Lord's alchemy supplies for him. A crate of dried vervain was just unloaded on the East Beach. Lady Miranda's in the manor house. Use this key to get inside. And please, hurry.
Whoever you are, please help me. Whatever your motives, if not for you, I would never have survived. I owe you my life. Please, accept this reward. To think that Serge's plan almost worked. Without you, I won't forget what you've done. It was Serge. It was all Serge. It was like he was two different people. Generous, loving Serge, and greedy, hateful Serge. Only I think the hateful one was the real man. He didn't want me. He only wanted my family's wealth.
Ah, my friend from Betnik. I see you are doing well. Have you heard? The Old Mary Dominion launched a surprise assault, hoping to knock the Bretons out of the war. It went horribly, mind you. That relic you procured slaughtered quite a number of my countrymen. I thought you would like to know the results of your careless actions. The Bretons, of course, did something to the relic. It's quite inert now. The fools destroyed it for good. I wanted to study it, not turn it over to blind apes who would burn it out at the first sign of trouble. Still, a grudge is beneath me. I am a scholar of history, and history will judge your actions.
I think I'm just about done with Naramo. All we've done since I joined him is talk about expeditions, not actually join any. Still, a birth is a birth. I'll stay with Captain Mark until I find something better.
When I went to sea with Captain Colleen, I didn't expect it to be quite so lonely. I miss my home. I wonder if I made the right choice. Still, I'm staying with Lambor. I took this path. I won't step aside now.
Look at you! I can tell by the look of you you're traveling around, meeting people, seeing new places. That's the life I'm going back to. This plantation is doomed and my days here are done. It's just been bad luck and lately, pure madness. Last week the Iron Hand ogres attacked. They broke the levee, pillaged the place. The orcs drove them back, but that was just the beginning. That's the thing. It was my adventuring band that founded this plantation. The mage Drodara put up the gold, but we all decided to retire here. Bad idea. I just want to leave now, but the bandits are holding my companions. They need help. What a relief. I wouldn't have been comfortable just abandoning my companions, but if you're going to help them, that frees me up. And let me tell you, it feels good. I'm just not the settling down type. I know that now. Nah, they might want to stay, but I just can't deal with all that. We made a good go of it here, but I need to move on now. Spend some time alone.
They serve by choice. They serve the strong. They serve me. This will not finish me.
This one thanks you, stranger. Please, come to meet in the storehouse. Drodara's companions. Friends. Banji bandits would have tied them up like... Oh, this is good. Relieves Drodara greatly. Many years we traveled together, and many years we worked to make this plantation profitable. Drodara can abandon plantation. Good friends, he cannot. So, our sweet Breton sister has departed. So considerate. Bah. Jan, oh, why? Is this not... Ah, it was a boon from...
Ah, the young adventurer again. You remind me of the old days. So many stories I could tell. But you'll want to be leaving, of course. Well, we might be heading out too. Jan might be right about a curse here. Speaking of Jan, have you seen her? He does? Imagine that. I was trying to think of how to convince him. That settles it then. If we're hitting the road, though, I'll need my old gear. Recovering it will be easier said than done. There is. If I had my armor, my helm, and my axe, I'd do it myself. But that's the thing. When we retired here, I buried all my adventuring gear out by the levee. Would you be willing to go out and get it for me? More I think about it, more I wonder why we stayed here this long. A true Nord dies with his axe in hand, not a pitchfork. Besides, this is more swamp now than farm. We spent years building that levee. Damn ogres! I suppose they were thinking just to leave destruction in their wake. Even if they had sacked Wayrest, it's not like they planned to... Now there's a sight for some sore old eyes. Oh, I missed this stuff. You've done me a great favor by getting it back. Probably doesn't look like much to you. But this helm and armor withstood the blows of the Orc warlord Noctul, a Nord killer at Faron. This axe lopped off that monster's misshapen head. I'll drink to those days, and more of them to come. Murkwatcher has aged much in these last few years. She often seems confused about where she is. She can be incredibly stubborn, too. Perhaps you could approach her about leaving.
Many drowned when the levees were broken. Others were eaten by the crocodiles. It's not the beasts' fault, though. It is their nature to hunt. Their spirits sing a song my heart hears. It is the song of the crocodile. I know. It is natural for them to now return to a life of adventure. But not so for me. I must follow another path. All my life, I have harbored a secret. It drove me to leave home and seek adventure, but now I must face my inner truth. I could not, even if I wanted to. I am older than they. I would not survive more than a few days out there. I have seen the future in the waters, and I must remain here. Here at the end of my life, I must face the truth for the first time. That I am not an Argonian. I am a crocodile. This lifetime, I have borrowed the form of another, but my true form is calling me home. I must return to the river. No, I am not. I never have. My entire life, I have felt like a crocodile out of water. Literally. I am old now, and this body is dying. If I become a crocodile, I can start anew, live the life I was meant to live. There is a way. An incantation, the crocodile song. I was never taught it, but I have known it my whole life. One song must end for another to begin. There is an old crocodile here, Ripple Strike. With his heart, I can sing the song. Thank you. The river has truly guided you here for this purpose. Take this charm, place it near Ripple Strike's nest. He will not be able to resist the call. He will come out, and then you can kill him. Ripple Strike no longer sings. Have you taken his heart? Hurry! We must move quickly if we... Here then, I will begin the incantation. I would ask you to help me in this one last thing before I return. Join me in vengeance. These bandits have destroyed what's left of my home. I would begin my next life by avenging my previous one, but I will need you to guide me. I wish to kill their leader. When I become a crocodile, I will forget this life. If I fight beside you, I can keep my focus, at least for a little while. I have made the preparations. Eating the heart is the last step. Fight with me before I am gone forever. Are you ready? Though my mind may not recall the favor you have done for me, my spirit will. And the river. The river never forgets. This charm will keep me close. If we are parted, use it, and I will come. When our task is done, tell Drodara of my fate.
Well, what did you get?
Narstig told me what you have done for Murkwatcher. Though this seemed dangerously unnatural to Droldara, there is no point in questioning it now. Though Droldara is sad to see Murkwatcher leave us, he is happy to know this evil man is dead. Perhaps someday this plantation may flourish again. Not by Droldara's hand, though. Narstig and I are leaving. Goodbye.
Your timing is impeccable. I'm on a critical mission for the Mages Guild, and I need assistance. These ruins contain a powerful relic, King Afrin's sword. With all the chaos in this region, the ogres, these cultists, the sword is not safe. You're smarter than you look. Yes, I need to bring King Afrin's sword back to Wayrest. The supernal dreamers got here first, but it's actually a good thing. Their meddling awakened the spirits of this place, who killed every last one of them. Right again. Complicating matters further, King Afrin's sword was shattered into 3 parts. Legend says it can only be reforged in King Afrin's tomb. If you're brave enough to find the pieces and get them reforged, there will be a reward. I'm actually jealous, you know. I've always wanted to see the ruins of King Afrin's hold. All the stories I've heard about the sword, the hold, the king himself. I'd go along, but I have no stomach for fighting the spirits of the dead.
Why, Father? Why did you abandon us? Why did you let us die? When they came, they took us into the courtyard. I thought you would rescue us. Where were you? That sword. You loved it more than you ever loved me.
These are sacred grounds. My sacred grounds. They are not meant for the living. Are you the one who disturbs our rest? Where did you get those? Those are mine! None may touch those save for me. That blade, that hilt, that pommel. To hold them again. Please, give them to me. Ah, yes, my precious sword. To wield it again would feel so good. I should never have shattered it. I must make it whole again. I must! Why do you have these? It matters not. All that matters now is that I might restore it, and hold it once again. There. The sword is whole. Because it was my obsession with this weapon, and the war I waged with it that ruined all that I loved. My sweet daughter. While I fought to subjugate my neighbors, I left her here. They killed her. But it was Mira? You saw my Mira? My poor sweet child. I wronged her so. I worried that her spirit would not rest. I wanted to seek her out. I have been unable to enter her tomb, though. I did. Since the day I discovered what had happened, all I wanted was to beg her forgiveness. Even more than I wanted this damn sword. Perhaps now, though, perhaps I can make amends. Perhaps I can show her how sorry I am. You can help me. You can show her. You can tell her how sorry I am. If she sees the sword, she will... maybe she will understand. Please, I beg you, give my daughter the sword. Yes, please do. Here, take it. Perhaps it will allow her to rest.
I should curse you, mortal, for disturbing our rest, but my spirit has never been at peace. I've walked these ruins for centuries, cursing the king's name. My father in name, but never in action. He left me here to die. Actions speak louder than words. My father was always quick to make promises, but in the end, when it mattered, he was away at war when I needed him most. An apology can't change that. His sword? His most prized possession? His most sacred treasure? He never even let anyone touch it. Is this how he hopes to find redemption? Give it to me. I would like nothing more than to destroy it. Thank you. His connection to the sword is so strong, I can sense his energy. I remember, there was a time when I was a little girl and he made me feel safe. I could at least speak to him, I suppose.
Going to need a moment.
The kingdom.
I'm not a young man.
All of it for you.
I forgive you, Father.
My sword is again broken, but this time for good, and for good purpose. She has forgiven me. You have healed a wound that was centuries old. Even the greatest empire is a desolate domain without the ones you love. I never learned that lesson in life, but I hope you have. May the Eight be with you, young traveler.
Too late. Garzugar comes.
Excellent. But we can always do better.
We're under attack. Word came in the Dreg were attacking the district of Dregside. Sergeant Stajin led us out of Wayrest to investigate. We found Dreg attacking citizens, and citizens fighting back. Madness.
Damn Dreg are everywhere, and these citizens have lost their minds. They're attacking Dreg barehanded. I've saved as many as I can, but that last Dreg wounded me. Help! Check on Adil Sharnas. Her house is just north of here. She told me Dreg took her husband. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the defense, but I'd appreciate it if you could help her out. The damn Dreg are everywhere, and these... You're telling me there was a slaughter on both sides? The sergeant said there were Dreg eggs among the houses. And the Dreg, the slums are on Lord Sorik's land, but he refuses to send more soldiers. He acts like he's enjoying the slaughter. We must stop this before all the peasants get themselves killed. You can help by taking eggs from the slums back to the pools. Mara, bless you for helping these people. They don't have anyone else to turn to. Just don't get yourself killed, all right?
Perhaps we can complete a writ or two on our downtime. A prosperous discovery.
Dreg are thinning out, retreating. Did you succeed? Mara willing, that will calm the blasted things down. Of course, there's still the matter of who brought the Dreg eggs here in the first place. Dreg side's returning to normal. We'll cordon off the Dreg and let the guards sort things out. Guess your work here's done. Check on Adil Sharnas. Her house is just north of here. She told me Dreg took her husband. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the defense, but I'd appreciate it if you could help her out.
They took my husband. He was only trying to defend our homes, but the Dreg took him. Please, stranger, can you help? The Dreg, they attacked us out of nowhere. My husband tried to fight back. Those things wounded him and dragged him off. To their spawning pools. Arcady might still be alive. May the Eight bless you for helping us. Please, find my Arcady.
Yeah. Okay, bless you.
Getting out of here.
Okay, bless you.
Thanks. I'm getting out of here.
And tranquility.
I saw Dreg dragging Arcady toward the statue of King Jogo. That way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the worst.
I can breathe again. Thank the Eight, I can breathe! I'm not hurt, but I'd be dead without you. The Dread were keeping us for food and feeding us to their young. The little ones would gnaw through the mud and... It doesn't matter now. I'm going to find whoever's responsible for this. When I find out who did this to me, to us, I'll kill him. I'm not sure, but that dead man at arms there was one of them. I saw them bringing dreg eggs into town from the pools. But they saw me too. That's how I ended up here. He tagged along behind the dreg to make sure they disposed of me. I guess he just got too close. Serves him right, the rat.
How do you drive this thing?
What's this? Another gutter snipe here to whine about the dreg? I'll just say you wrote it yourself. It's my word against yours, and I'm a Breton nobleman. Don't waste my time. I admit, that might be enough to be inconvenient. Both Dreg's side and the hatching pools are in my fief. Both are infested with pests. I just came up with a brilliant way to have them exterminate each other. What of it, lowborn? You'll never catch me, fool!
Ah, curse it all.
My leg! One of these ruffians broke my leg! Please, don't leave me here! Have mercy!
What's all this, then? You better. I see a noble here surrounded by an angry mob of commoners. Now, just between you and me, I think I know what this is about. So what can you tell me that'll clear this up? I suspected Baron Sorik from the start. Don't worry, he'll pay for his crimes. I'll take it from here.
You look pretty dangerous. Consider yourself drafted. There are goblins here that need killing. Because the goblins killed my men. All of them. That's why the goblins have to pay. I want their heads. While you're at it, burn their territory markers too. The Watch will never be theirs, not as long as I draw breath. Yes, you have a hearing problem. Territory markers. They use them to mark their territory. The goblins set them up at the North Tower, the South Tower, and the Eastern Gate. I'll stay and keep this gate secure. Well, get on with it!
Hostilities ended. Now to relax. We can use this. And that's done. What's next? Perhaps a tactical approach.
You've got to help me. Those goblins will eat me. The Watch soldiers threw me in here just before the goblins attacked. You've got to help me. The soldier that locked me up headed towards the stables and took the key with him. Find him before the goblins find me. Hurry, find the key. One of those dead soldiers might have it. Did you check them? Did you find a key? There must be one around here somewhere. Thank Kinnereth. I thought I'd get eaten by a goblin for sure. They debone you, then carve your thigh bones into flutes. It's true, I swear. I'm getting out of here.
Ah, the smell of fresh goblin blood is like perfume to me. I knew I could count on you. Well done, and thanks for all the help. The commander here would like to have a word with you.
Of all the boneheaded stunts. Well, at least now we know what brought the Stone Chewer goblins down on us. Captain Rama here stole one of the Stone Chewer's tribal totems and raised it on our tower as a challenge. They're honor-bound to recover it, along with killing whoever took it. That totem needs to come down, and quick. I ought to send Rama, but it's probably smarter to keep him here under arrest. My troops are stretched thin. Can you run up and take down the totem? Bring it back here to me. Captain Rama deliberately stole the totem to provoke the Stone Chewers. As long as that totem remains on the tower, we'll never be rid of those goblins.
I'm back with reinforcements, but I was too late to save the commander. Daedra, take it. Before he died, he said he'd sent you on a mission. Now, you've got to return that totem to the Stone Chewers. The Goblin camp is to the west, but I'm not sure where the totem belongs. If I were you, I'd ask that crazy scholar who lives near the camp. Nellic Starone. That's his name.
So many tribes gone from High Rock. The rat farmers, the throat cutters, even the famous disembowelers. The Stone Chewers are really the last of the breed. Search the caves. The totem needs to be restored to the Goblin's shrine. If a shaman sees you, expect some kind of trouble. One of them knows a shape-changing spell, and he's got a wicked sense of humor. Indeed. Look how busy they are. Carving femur flutes, skinning Durzog puppies, disciplining their females. So misunderstood. Like us, yet unlike. The goblins live in a world apart, one I may never enter. I can only dream.
Is it done? Has the totem been returned to the goblins? Well done! You accomplished what we couldn't. Cumberland's watch is in your debt. We'll drive out the remaining goblins, but while we're doing that, Rama's just going to be getting farther away. Captain Rama has fled Cumberland's watch. His comrade's blood is on his hands. He must be brought to justice for his crimes. One of my scouts saw Rama's cousin Harimal in the woods north of the Watch. Rama and his cousin are tight. I'll bet he knows where Rama has fled to.
And that's...
Hello, stranger. If you're hungry, I've got extra. Rama's holed up in that cave over there. You don't want to tangle with him. He's meaner than a nest of vipers. He traded swords with me because his had lost its edge. If I were you, I'd just take this sword back to Watch Captain Ernard and say you killed him.
Die, goblin lover.
Help us bring Rama to justice. I don't rejoice at this news. Rama was a fine officer once. At least it is over. Thank you.
You've got to help me. I mean, us. I mean the whole town. The Countess has gone crazy, and everyone's fighting about who should be in charge. She's the only one who can run this place. I don't know, and if anyone would know, it would be me. I'm her manservant. The other day, she called all the servants up and dismissed us. Since then, she's been shut up in the house, refusing to leave. The whole town's talking about it. No, the Count died years ago, and she's been in charge ever since. Of course, every eligible man in Stormhaven has come calling, trying to court her. But she doesn't like them. Or hasn't married, at least. Please, can you just talk to her? I can't thank you enough. So many people in town just want to write her off. They're less worried about her welfare than they are about who should take authority of Windkeep. Ha, everyone asks that.
The lines on my face tell a sad story. The tale of a woman whose youth was stolen by circumstance. I was widowed even before I flowered. I did what I thought was right. I assumed the burden of leadership, but I paid for that choice. Of course, Matthias is such a sweet boy, and he served me well. It's a pity that I no longer have need of his service. I've been so false, so empty. I have no right to be a countess. I can see that now in my reflection. Windkeep needs a real leader, not a little girl masquerading as a woman of authority. Don't you see how hollow I am? I'm a shell of a person. Just look in the mirror. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This mirror is not for your eyes. Look away. Go away. You look into the mirror, seeking answers. But there are no answers here for you. I have taken the Countess away, but it was with no animosity. The Countess you see before you is the reflection. I will not. The mirror is the gift to her, but she is the gift to me. If you wish to release her, you'll have to pass through to the other side, into my domain. You shall...
An enchanted saddle warmer? You're too generous, Sir Bryce. I don't go riding often these days, but I do appreciate the gesture.
So, does that mean you will consider my request for your hand?
You make it hard to resist your advances, but I don't want to rush into anything.
Perhaps you should tell him the truth, Elise. That you and I plan to sell the estate and elope to Somerset Isle.
Indeed I would, Willian, if that were truly the case. I'm afraid you gentlemen will have to excuse me now. Do you see? Do you see what I've become? Look at the reflection! I'm old. It's not. Are you sure? I don't want to go back to a world where I'm reviled. Where is Matthias? Why hasn't anyone come to help me? He did? How do you know Matthias? Never mind. Can you take me to him? Can we leave this terrible place? Whoever you are, I'm going to make sure you're well rewarded for this. Well, that was an adventure now, wasn't it? I'm fortunate that you came along. You certainly have my thanks. Where is Matthias? Where are the other servants? I did? That's worse than I thought, then. I had absolutely no control over myself whatsoever. Or was that even me? I'm sorry, I'm not used to being compromised like this. But that only doubles my debt to you. My first order of business now will be to shatter that mirror into 1,000,000 pieces. Next, and possibly even more important, I need to find out which of my suitors gave me the accursed thing. Greed. Plain and simple. Since the day my husband died, there's been a line of suitors, each with a more extravagant gift than the last. They want to buy me and my title. I certainly have. Why should I share my land, my bed, with such fobbing louts? Now one of my suitors apparently seeks to take me out of the picture. Matthias will know which suitor dropped off the mirror. Would you help me investigate this? If you don't mind, please apologize to Matthias for me as well. Tell him I would have him and all the other servants return if they're willing. No more suitors.
No, this can't be happening. Not Matthias. He wouldn't have stomped on a diseased rat, let alone hurt a person. We were just standing here talking. He said you went in to talk to the Countess, so we were waiting. Then all of a sudden an arrow flew out of nowhere right into his chest. He was dead before he hit the ground. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with what happened to the Countess. Did you talk to her? What did she say? Is she all right? The mirror? Is that what was wrong with her? Oh goodness, Matthias would have known. I don't really know the suitors. Maybe it was Sir Bryce, or that Altmer Urelian. Probably the Altmer. He's shady.
This blacksmith makes quite a bit of gold. I wonder how much he pays in taxes to the Countess. You mean, if I were the Count? I hoped for something like that, but my days of courting the Countess have come to an end. I've no gold left for gifts. Haven't been able to give her anything for weeks. No, I'm afraid not. I couldn't afford to give her a flower. So it was a mirror.
You're a criminal, so I... Thank you. A lot.
This blacksmith makes quite... You mean... No, I'm afraid not. I couldn't afford to give her a flower. So it was a mirror that finally won her over. Maybe Sir Bryce or Rowleen Mounier was the lucky one. There is someone who would know for sure, but I'm sworn to secrecy. I suppose I'd be a fool to turn down such an opportunity. Very well, there's a young woman named Elaine who's obsessed with the Countess. What some might call her a stalker. She'll know who presented the mirror. She's the one.
Oh, it's you. I saw you leaving the Countess's house earlier. I don't mean to intrude, but I simply have to ask. Are you yet another suitor come to seek her hand in marriage? Oh, well then, I suppose you're an old friend of the Countess's. I don't want to pry, of course, but, well, I am. The mirror? Matthias could have told you. Oh, but he was killed, wasn't he? Well, I don't mind telling you. It was actually a new suitor, but a strong contender. Tall, dark, handsome, very dignified. I heard his footman call him Syrian. Well, I mean, I was curious, so... Yes, I followed him. He hiked up into the woods north of town. Kind of peculiar, honestly. So, can you tell me what this is all about? I'm dying to know. Cursed? Mara's mercy! That's terrible!
Oh, praise the aid, it's you. Quick, untie me. The Countess was so sad about Matthias. She sent me to get flowers for his funeral. But on the way, one of these crazy cultists snuck up and just grabbed me. He dragged me back here and they asked me all these questions. This whole thing, the mirror, it wasn't the suitors. These cultists wanted to get rid of the Countess so they can take over the town. They forced me to talk. I think they're planning to kill the Countess at the funeral. You have to go stop them.
Have you come to pay your respects? That's very kind of you. Matthias was such... He was good to me. Better than I deserve. In danger? Is it one of those pathetic suitors? Are they really that determined to have me out of the way? Oh no. That must be them. Please, you have to protect me.
I'm still feisty.
It looks clear now. Hurry. Meet me back at the manse. It seems you wound up saving me twice. I wish I knew a proper way to express my level of gratitude. Whoever these supernal dreamers are, they are cunning and clearly willing to go to great lengths to achieve their goals. I'm happy to be alive, and I'm also glad to know you stopped them cold. This has all been such an ordeal. I feel like there's so much to do now that it's over. Well, I want to go back to the graveyard and pay proper respects to my poor, sweet Matthias. And I suppose I must say something to my suitors. Speaking of which, I'm sorry you had to talk to them before. I know that must have been painful. I think it's probably better.
My wife, Braloth, is dead. Mara take her soul. She was the only good thing I ever knew in this world, and now I can't even give her a decent burial. You would do that? I wanted to be perfect. Braloth, she had such exquisite taste. My father said she was high upkeep, but I loved the way she just knew what she liked. She would have wanted her funeral to be special. She was a wood elf. She loved nature, flowers. If you could get some fallen blossoms to put in her hair, and her favorite meal, mud crab and the Wayside Inn's house wine, you'd actually get these for us? You coming along was such a blessing. Truly, the Eight sent you. This will mean so much to Braloth. So... Did you get everything? The blossoms, the mud crab claws? Oh, Braloth, my love. Do you see what we have for you? She would have loved this. Flowers, wine, food. Everything will be perfect.
We've been in Stormhaven fighting the Iron Hand ogres for too long. We've got soldiers stationed here, Wayrest, all across eastern Stormhaven, really. We need to do our duty for the Covenant, but at some point, we need to go home to Hrothgar. The General says we have to bide our time. We've got the ogres on the defensive, but he wants to wear them down before the final strike. Our soldiers in Menevia are wondering what in oblivion's going on, but I can't leave to give them a message. That would be a big help. We have a small detail of Clan Murtagh soldiers stationed near the Atura estate, and they've been waiting to hear something.
You cut the forest and the forest cuts back. Bet those witches had something.
Steel and stone, welcome to the Scarp. We could use your help on the battlefield. Good, very good. Maybe along the way you would help me make my family proud. I want to come back from battle with something to remember it by. Something I can hang on the wall and tell stories about. I want a war trophy. A necklace. A necklace made of ogre teeth with big, wide bands, packed with more teeth than you can count. I've got 2 sacks of them here at the camp, but I need more. The more the better. Help me, and I'll help you. Smell of ogre blood and victory, friend. You have the teeth? Aha, good work. Generations of orcs will admire what you've helped create. Heard more good news as well. General Godwin said there's another battle coming. Bring it on!
Now that's incredible. Azura sent you, didn't she? Here I am, down on my knees, begging Azura for help, and you walk up. If that's not divine intervention, I don't know what is. What do I not need help with? We had a shrine to Azura here, but the supernal dreamers came and killed everyone, defiled the shrine, and stole our relics. I just want to get the relics back and take them to Pariah Abbey. It needs to be cleansed, but I'm only a novice. I just want to return to the Abbey with the relics. Oh, and there was another spirit warden here trying to help me. I managed to escape with some relics, so there are only a few left. If you can recover them and look for the warden who was captured, you'll be answering my prayers.
This is familiar. I remember you from Alcaire, the Van Farm. Funny we should end up surrounded by supernal dreamers again. I was, and still am. I just allowed myself to be captured so I could listen to what the supernal dreamers were planning here. I've learned this much. It's far more serious than just a few stolen relics. There were some extremely powerful relics here, ancient conjuration boxes. It seems the supernal dreamers have learned how to activate these devices, and they plan to use them to summon terrible fiends. You can. The Dreamers won't let us just waltz through their camp, and I'm not much use in a fight. Leave the other relics with me, though. You just need to find the key to the boxes somewhere in the camp and then seal them closed. I appreciate your confidence. One last thing. These conjuration boxes are inhabited by spirits. I can't predict what will happen when you close them, but it must be done.
The world of the living has transgressed. The energy of these relics was used for darkness. The portal is closed, but something, a cursed creature from another realm, a Daedra. It must be slain. An enchantment hides its foul form, but this scroll of sight will reveal it. Follow the sound of falling water and use the scroll to find it. My remains were poured into a box centuries ago.
The towers. Were you able to close the conjuration boxes in the towers? It's a good thing you were here, or I imagine they would have summoned many more. I'm going to take these relics back to Pariah Abbey. I can escort Tabitha back too.
And that's done. What's next?
They're all gone! We came to mine, but got trapped by bears.
My cousin never returned from the mines. I'm worried sick. He's a miner at Bearclaw Mine. Are you coming from there? Sure enough. This looks like my cousin's writing. He was supposed to return yesterday. Thank you. I know you didn't have to do this. I'm going to need some time to think about this.
What do you want? What? That can't be. Being a bandit was supposed to be full of excitement and adventure. If you have this, then he must have really said that. I need some time alone to think.
You're new to Wayrest. Welcome. Even if you're just passing through, your safety's important to us. If you have any troubles, you just let me know and I'll take care of it. Again? These guys just don't get it. We'll turn a blind eye to some things, but not robbing people in the streets. We had an understanding with the Midnight Union, but ever since their presence started weakening here, we get these upstarts. They're known as the Backstreet Gang, your basic thugs, but there's nothing basic about their leader. Name's Andre. They call him the Grinder because he grinds up his victims. Wanted for dozens of murders. Say, I got this tip on where to find the Grinder. His boys contact him by knocking on this drum down by the docks. None of my guards have the guts to go after him. Frankly, neither do I. If you're willing, though, there's a reward in it.
Wait, you're not one of my men.
I heard there was a ruckus down at the docks. They say someone chewed up the Grinder and spit him out. That's fantastic. The Backstreet Gang will scatter to the wind without the Grinder to hold them together. You just made my job so much easier. I guess you made Wayrest safer, too. Take care, friend.
You don't look like someone who's just wandering by. Please tell me you have word from General Godrin or someone over at Shinji Scarp. Please tell me they're finally sending orders for us to rejoin the main army. Gore and glory, it's about damn time! Let me see. Oh, it says we're to stay here until further notice. That pretty much stinks the 3-day-old troll dung. Thanks for the message, though. Yeah.
Ah, you've come from Pariah Abbey, haven't you? Don't worry about giving me the bad news. I'm already expecting the worst. Really? I heard rumors of chaos at the Abbey, but I had hoped they weren't true. The Midnight Union's never really been a problem. I mean, sure, they engage in a little smuggling and gambling, but this, it just doesn't make sense. Well, we need to go straight to the source. The Midnight Union does nothing without the approval of Count Hosni at Tura. I can't imagine him being behind this, but one never knows. Hosni has a walled estate on the shore to the west of here. Strangely enough, the man has apparently chosen this same time to have a betrothal celebration, and I happen to have an invitation I won't be using. Go in my stead and talk to Hosni. Find out if he knows anything about the Dream Shard.
Count Hosni is in residence, but no one gets into the party without an invitation. Let me see. Ah, this is a platinum-level invite. The Count says you get to come and go as you please. That's more leeway than he usually gives his guests these days. He's in the manor with his betrothed, Lady Edema. Tonight's festivities have already resulted in 4 deaths. Better hurry.
Well, an unfamiliar face. I'm certain I didn't invite you. What's your business here? Is that so? We'll see. Tell you what, I've got a task that needs doing, but it might get ugly. Take care of it for me, and you're in. Now, let's see. I gather you want a piece of the Midnight Union's action. As for me, I have a family situation that needs to be sorted out. That's where it might get ugly. I want you to get the family signet ring. My father refuses to hand it over in protest at my involvement with Edema. That ring should be my engagement gift. That and all it bestows. Get it for me, and I'll give you whatever you ask. I've put him for safekeeping in the guest house across the courtyard. I'd welcome him at our celebration, but he spurns us. Even a son can stand only so much. See that you succeed. My beloved doesn't like failure, and insists that I punish it severely. My betrothed is an unusual woman. She challenges me, drives me to excel. She guides and strengthens me. And I find I've acquired her stimulating taste for bloodshed. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Did my son send you? Or are you just one of his feckless, doomed guests? Really? Did he tell you why he wants it? The signet proves ownership of our estate. Once he has the ring, my wife and I can be disposed of. So what did he buy you with? So the story is true then? Well, I hope you succeed, but not at the cost of our lives. Hosni only spares me because I've hidden the ring. If he kills me, he'll never find it. But I fear his next step will be to threaten my wife, Sorali. Hosni has separated us. He's put Sorali in the summer house above the beach. Go there. Make sure she's safe. And tell her about the Dream Shard.
Keep out, you supernal brutes. Remember what happened the last time you tried to sneak in? I may be old, but my stiletto is still sharp. Thank the Eight. I've been so worried since Hosni separated us. And now those supernal dreamers outside are threatening me. Though it could be that Hosni just sent them to intimidate me. I do. And I think that so-called Lady Edema is to blame. I'm certain she's why he's threatening Rihad and me. And I'd wager she's putting him up to even worse. He did that? Then he's taken High Rock's main defense against Vermina's cultists. Oh, Edema's behind it all right. If only we could prove it. If Hosni stole the Dream Shard, he did it for Edema. And if so, he'll never give it to you. And you are here to recover the Dream Shard, aren't you? If you help me clear Hosni's name, I'll help you get it. I need evidence that Edema is controlling Hosni. Proof that her Daedric influence brought the supernal dreamers here. I have a plan. There must be some form of communication between her and the supernals.
If you can find, say, letters from the cult to Edema, I could use them to clear Hosni's name when this is all over. Follow the path down to their camp by the dock. The Supernals arrived by boat. Search there first.
Can't take a portal?
Well, at least you're still alive. Did you manage to find any evidence that will help exonerate Hosni? Mara's heart. This is exactly what we needed. With this in hand, my husband and I can escape this place and go to seek help. I have one final favor to ask. I've been thinking about the Dream Shard and what I know about the Vermina cult. Hosni spends long periods asleep these days. I think Edema is using the relic to control Hosni through his dreams. Edema's been giving my son potions. If you can figure out which one puts him into dreaming sleep, and take some yourself, I think you'll be able to enter his dreams as she does. Talk to Hosni's bard, Disdain. He's in on all Hosni's secrets. There must be some way to get through to Hosni.
If you want me to play something for you, you'll just have to wait your turn. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Take a walk. I've seen Hosni worship at a shrine to Vermina, and then take a sleeping brew. So check the shrine. The rest is on you.
I don't want any more trouble.
After a cursory assessment, I'm most intrigued.
You have entered my son's dream. Some uncorrupted part of him has sent me to tell you what you need to know. Yes, but the dream is Hosni's. Somewhere in this dream is the Omen of Blood, the demon from Quagmire that drives him to madness. You must find the Omen and slay it. That which lives in dreams can be slain in dreams. If you kill Vermina's Omen in Hosni's dream, it will be ejected from our world forever, and my son will be free.
Sister Sophia, no.
There is another woman. You can't compare to her.
Do you seek death? You found it. I failed you.
My betrothed lies dead before me, but all I can feel is relief. I watched from a dream as a nightmarish reflection of myself committed mad crimes of blood. I killed so many. I threatened my own parents. Righting the wrongs I did here will take years, but thanks to you, I can at least start. I have to repair the damage I've done. The first thing I'll do is order my guards to drive the supernal dreamers from our shore. Then I'll send for my parents. You have more urgent work to do. The Dream Shard must be returned to Abadurak at Pariah Abbey. I sense that Vermina's not yet done with Stormhaven. The Spirit Wardens will need the Shard to oppose her.
Ah, it's you. As I had foreseen, it is gratifying to have one's foresights proven true. Well done. You should have the honor of returning the Dream Shard to its place on Azura's statue. Please see that it is properly returned.
Thank you, mortal. I had my doubts, but it seems the abbot's faith in you was well placed. I will watch you more closely from now on.
You have triumphed. The threat of Hosnia Tora's Midnight Union is quelled, and we can return to watching and warding. Not yet, but you've brought us a great victory. Vermina's immediate threat has been foiled. And now, we'd like you to have this. The other Wardens and I infused our power into a mighty weapon to aid you in your fight. Returning the Dream Shard to its rightful place is no small victory, but Vermina attacks on several fronts. I kept this quiet, but Azura warned me. There is a... Yes, Menevia is secure, but Vermina's dark influence now seeps into the eastern region of Gavadan. Azura's shrine there has been desecrated. It's the supernal dreamers again. I'm sure. I'm glad you're in this with me. We must stop the dreamers, and if there is another omen, we must destroy it. I leave now for Shinji's Scarp in Gavadan. I want you there too, but first, I need you to warn High King Emmerich.
Welcome back to Wayrest. It's good to see you again. Do you have any news? To be honest, this whole matter with the Dream Shard has robbed me of a few nights' sleep. I'll be a royal grump if we can't get this matter resolved soon. Well, there we go then. That wasn't quite so bad as Abbot Durak made it sound. I'm sure he had his reasons, though. What about the Daedra, the omen that was behind all this? I trust it's dead or gone? In Gavadan? Why couldn't it be in Morrowind or somewhere else across the continent? Gods! We already have enough trouble in Gavadan. General Gardran says the Iron Hand ogres are far from being fully defeated. Well, that's good, at least. You two are the experts, though I suppose that's a dubious honor. If there is an omen in Gavadan, I'm guessing it's similarly disguised? Gardran didn't report anything suspicious, but maybe it's worth asking Captain Ernell. Yes, Ernell was fighting with Gardran, but he's just been reassigned to shore up our defenses here in Wayrest. It may be a wild guar chase, but it's worth asking Ernell if he saw any signs of Daedric influence in Gavadan.
I recognize you from the stories. You're the one who helped save Count Atura, aren't you? He's an old friend. I'm glad to make your acquaintance. Don't mind the... Well, you know as well as anyone else, these supernal dreamers have been trying to recruit people all over Stormhaven. We're hoping this will serve as a deterrent. If we catch a cultist, we'll execute him. Nothing more than that. Sure enough, I was acting liaison to General Gardran out at Shinji's Scarp, but he's worried that the ogres might break through and attack Wayrest. Gardran suggested to the king that I be assigned to organize defenses here, so here I am. Well, not that I know of. General Gardran's been losing sleep, worried about the ogres, but other than that, everyone's been sleeping just fine. Or at least as well as you can expect for a war camp. General, it's not my place to question the General, but he does seem to be blowing the ogre threat out of proportion. That's just my 2 coppers, though. Good luck.
It's good you're here. The General says the battle does not go as well as he hoped. I told him you could help. I've had little time to search for the Omen. Did you learn anything in Wayrest? Anything about nightmares in Gavadon?
The General? If the Omen were to get a hold of him, that would be very bad. Before we act, we must be sure, though. For now, we keep an eye on Godrun. Perhaps helping him defeat the ogres will flush the Omen out.
We need everyone we can. You're just in time. I need every able-bodied man and woman. You're carrying a weapon, so I assume you're able. You like to fight ogres? It does, and by Moloch we need you. The Iron Hand ogres have stopped us cold out there, and I can't afford to lose any more soldiers. Will you join my clan? Murtaugh. We've been trying to break through the ogre lines for days. Sergeant Ulfin is leading the charge. If you can help him take the tower up on the rocks, we can establish a forward command post. Then we're in striking distance to finish this thing. I brought my army here as a favor to King Emmerich, but Murtaugh clan has other battles to fight. We need to finish the Iron Hand ogres and finish them fast. May your kills be quick and many, soldier.
Well, that didn't work. Time to come up with a new plan. What went wrong? I'll tell you what went wrong. I was trained to fight ogres, not rocks. We can't even get to the ogres. It's those damn boulders they're throwing every time we... Did he? You can't fly, can you? Sure would make it easier. Failing that, if you're willing to make a run for it, I'll cheer you on. From back here. One tip. Don't run in a straight line. Zigzag. If you can make the ridge, I bet 50 gold those ogres fall back. Take my war horn. If you get across, climb the tower and blow the horn. That will signal us to move up and establish a forward command post. Guts and glory, friend.
Ow!